Okay, let's get started. Since we are recording this, for those people who don't know who I am, because there are a lot of people here that are not HODLNOTS that I can see on the call, and you've just come to find out a little bit more about this indicator because maybe you've gotten it from advertising, word of mouth, somebody's told you about it, hopefully, okay, and somebody's using it or maybe shown you about it. So this indicator, we want everybody in crypto space, or even if you're in Forex, stocks, any other commodity, it will work on any chart on TradingView. The one thing that you need to know about the HODLFIRE is we don't advertise it on TradingView. It is a private script. It belongs to Bitcoin Trend and Forecast, fired up and backed up by HODLNOTS. We just love it. And so we use it for scalp trading, but we also use it and we teach it on the course. We dive into it a little bit deeper after you know timeframes and retracements and you know how to use some of the other indicators. You'll get more benefit out of it. But it's actually designed so that you, if you're a very first time basic trader, can actually use it without very much crypto knowledge. And that's why we actually invented it, was so that we could get people involved in crypto that do not have time to be on the screen, or you do have time to be on the screens and you're scalp trading. So there's two different ways you can use it. So we're going to dive into it a little bit. Thank you, HODLFIRE AI, for being on the call with me and help me with questions shortly. But let's get into the presentation that I have, and hopefully I will slow down my voice because I have been told I talk a little bit fast. So I'm going to try and slow it down, and hence another reason why it's recorded. So we do have some questions in here. We'll get to those afterwards. So we're going to go over the HODLFIRE indicator and the bot signals that come with the indicator. This is in an introduction to crypto trading as well, using our income indicator. And this is generally for a lot of people. We met a lot of wonderful people at the Sydney ACC. We were there with a booth, and we have a lot of new people using this indicator. So that's why we wanted to record this as well. So this is what we call the HODLFIRE, and we also nicknamed it our income indicator because it was specifically designed to bring you income. Okay, this is really not designed for you to scalp trade with it, but we do use it for scalp trading. I use the neon candles, so we'll get into that. But this is one of the quotes that we got from somebody who tried it, that what a fantastic indicator. So much is built into this HODLFIRE, and it takes your trading to the next level, which we truly believe that it does. Do not discount the low price of this indicator as why it discount the power of it. It is an extremely powerful indicator. It has 26 pages of coding with it, and most of the coding is hardcore coded. So for those people who know coding, it's hard coded. You can't see it. And I've even made it more simplified. I believe it was republished today, or it's getting ready to be republished today. And it's even more simplified with the things that you can see and what you can't see on it, and making it a little bit easier for you to manipulate and handle and understand. So basically, one of the very first things that we'd like to talk about is crypto trading. This is one thing that a lot of people really need to understand, is that there are different trading styles. And the key to crypto trading is to do not mix them up. Each one can be very successful. You have long-term, this is what my husband does, Marius. He long-term trades with bigger money on bigger coins that have bigger liquidity. And you can't just make tons of money on these coins on scalp trading little bits and pieces when they don't run big percentages in minutes. So it's a different type of trading. And when you learn how to take one Bitcoin, for instance, take your coin, and you're going to hold it till, say, it goes up 100%. One Bitcoin, maybe what you got it at 10,000 and it goes to 20,000. Well, when it goes to 20,000, you take your profits off, and then you wait till it drops and it has its normal, healthy, big pullback. And then you buy it back at $1,000 again, but now you can buy two of them. And you repeat this process over the years while you are investing. Long term is an investment in crypto, like you would be investing in property. You're holding it long term, but you're also making it work for you while you're holding it to increase your coins. And then over a period of time, you end up not just having one coin, but you have a bag of coins. You have maybe 10 Bitcoin over a couple years. And now when it goes up to 100,000 or $1 million or wherever it's headed, you end up making a very good investment decision. Then we have signals. Okay. Signals are where they call coins and you work TP targets on those. If you're going to do signals, please use the signals and watch those signals and work those signals the way they're intended. We don't scalp trade those signals up. We don't long-term hold those signals. We're trying to get profits usually within a period of 3 days to 2 weeks, somewhere around 10 days. They usually pay out. And they're banking their reputation, the people who call these signals. DTM has them and they're rocking it over the fence as far as that goes. And you can use that. That's a different form of trading. A lot of people like that because they can take profits in a couple weeks while they're long-term holding. Okay. And they don't have time for the screen. Now, what we're going to get into today is the short-term trading or from 1 day to 1 week. And that's what the HODLFIRE is intended to do, is very short-term trading, but it's not minute scalping. So the difference is we've got a lot of HODLFIRE people here that are HODLNOTS. You've taken the course, or some people who have signed up to take the next course. We teach scalp trading. Now, what that is we teach people to make a living trading crypto every day. It's not for everybody, but those people that it is for, they want life change. They want to be able to work from home. They don't mind being on the screens for some time during the day. And it's actually quite fun to trade in minutes on coins that are running, that run a good percentage in a short period of time. And we snatch that profit all day long on coins that are running. These are not coins that we are invested in. These are not coins that we hold. We just trade them for the day and then we throw them away. But today, what I want to specialize in is the short-term 1 day to 1 week HODLFIRE indicator. Until you can get more training and education, this one indicator can help you get in the game of crypto. And now is a really good time to do it while the market is getting warmed up and all of the great news that we have going on in the world on cryptocurrency. Most people know that Bitcoin went up to over 100,000. And so now we're waiting for the next levels to come in. But it has been the best performing asset in the last decade. So we want to know how to trade it well, how to trade all these alternative coins. And the HODLFIRE indicator is what will get you there and make it easy for you. Okay. Again, we call it our income indicator because that's what it's intended to do. So for full-time workers, people with busy lives, you don't want to be scalp trading, this is a perfect indicator for you. It's for new traders. We ask that you learn on the 4-hour. That 4-hour time frame will pay out once a week, somewhere around once a week. If you got the mountain run, the big percentage gaining run, then you'll get more than what you need, and it'll probably take you a little bit longer, but you'll be in profit, so you'll be happy about that. So that's the one we recommend you to start on. When you get the product, everybody can try it for free. We want everybody to have a free 7 days on it so that you can try it. There's also a free downloadable spreadsheet where you can practice on paper. If we want you to build your confidence level that it does work for you, that the alerts work for you, and that you can see how much money you would have made on paper so that you have your confidence and you can get started and you feel really good about the indicator. There are 2 videos in the back office under the product, under a button that's called videos. And you'll be able to find those videos. It's free training for new traders on how to buy a coin, how to sell a coin, just market buy, market sell. It's the very, very basics. And we go over the 200 MA, which is your trend line. So if you're new to trading, you don't know the first thing about it, those 2 videos should help you get started. Now, daily profit. If you want to make profits a little bit more often, you can move to the 1 hour or the 2-hour time frame. The spreadsheet that we have that we want you to practice on, you take a coin, you try it out on 1 hour, you try it out on 2 hour, and you try it out on 4 hour. And by doing this, what you will end up doing is you will figure out which time frame works best for your lifestyle. You may find that 1 hour is too soon. In other words, You have 1 hour to buy the coin, 1 hour to get the alert and do something. Set the alert or do something. You have a 2 hour. If you're on 2 hours, you have 2 hours to do that. So if you can't get there fast enough, you might want to go to 4 hour, especially if they probably go off whenever you're sleeping at night. You need to learn how to use the stop loss, and we will probably get into a little bit of that as well in our course. We teach it. So again, when you're trained and educated, you're going to know more, but we're going to go over the basics of how to use this. If you choose to go on a time frame under an hour, please be trained and educated. Know what you're doing. It's not recommended without the proper training because of the pivots, how the indicators work. You're not going to be, they can flash, they can disappear, they come and go a lot faster, and you really need to know how to trade cryptocurrency properly in order to do under an hour. Now, for those of you who are HODLNOT, you know who you are. You've taken the course. A lot of the HODLNOTs will be using it on 15 minutes, and there are a lot of signals on the channel bot for 15 minutes for that reason. They are working one HODLFIRE coin on the side while they're learning how to scalp trade. Okay, so the HODLNOTs course will teach you how to do that, and you'll be able to do it on shorter time frames, and you will absolutely love it as well. Our income indicator and bot, what is it? The bot signals, this is a Telegram channel that you will get. This is the indicator itself, and we'll go over what it looks like, how it works, and get you a little bit more familiar with it. But this Telegram channel that you get will give you signals on the different time frames. It only works on 2 exchanges. It works on Binance and Mexi, but most all of the coins you'll be able to find on any other exchange that you might be using. The bot will not pick up and use Bitmart or Coinbase at this time. So we haven't been able to add those yet. There's a lot to do with the coding on the servers that won't allow us. But you'll get all the coins on Binance and you'll get all the coins on Mexi for the regular spot bot. We also have another bot that's a leverage trading bot for those people who are very experienced in our leverage trading. You might wish to have the leverage one. It runs on Bybit and Binance. So those, or I believe Binance and Mexi is what it runs on, the 2 leverage platforms that we have. So they run 15-minute signals, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. And what are these signals and what does it mean? Well, down here, you'll be able to see that it runs on the exchange that it runs on, and it will either have a strong buy or not strong buy or a strong sell. That means that the pivot and the sell tag come in at the same time, or the pivot and the buy tag come in at the same time. So I do know that a lot of people who are experienced traders will only use the strong buys and the strong sells. So they tend to use it that way. That's just another way you can use it. Now let's get into it a little bit more. So what the procedure is if you're going to use it for the first time, if you happen to be on the call, you haven't yet experienced it, you'll need to create an account at bitcointap.com, and you will go to the HODLFIRE product. The green one is for the spot and the red one is for the leverage. Okay, you use the HODLFIRE price drop down and you'll look for the $31 one. And the reason we put the $31 in there is to differentiate it from the $30 product, which is the monthly one. But this one comes with a free coupon. It's not that we're charging you $31. We're actually giving you a free coupon with it. So if you choose this option, you will see there's a free coupon to use it with a coupon code. The coupon code, you have to apply it and it will zero out the payment. We don't take a payment method. We don't work that way. We want you to free is free. Okay. Just jump on there. Everybody is entitled to use it one time free. It's HODLFIRE 7. When you punch that in and apply it, it zeroes out the payment. Then when we get it on our side, just give us a little bit of time. If we're working, if we just happen to be on, you'll get it right away. If the team is stepped away for a short period of time, it may be a little bit delayed. It is a manual private script that has to be manually given to you. So there may be a little delay. And for that reason, we actually put an extra day onto your subscription so that if it runs out, you don't panic and lose the indicator. We'd rather you just have an extra day to pay and make sure if you want to use the auto renewal button, then it'll automatically renew, but we still allow that extra day just because of the time zones and just to make sure that you don't lose it in the middle of a trade. Okay, so you will join the Telegram button that's in with the product, and that will put you into hopefully the channel you're already in, or most of you, in order to get the link today. So that is a announcement channel that we will use, and we will post different things there. We will post the AMAs that we're having there, and we will post new things as we find things, or when we upgrade, or when we do different things. Again, also with the HODLFIRE, you need to understand we have lots of different versions of the HODLFIRE. This has been a question in the past. Some people have one that's called Trading Buddy. Some people have the very original first one. Some people have one that's called Neon Green HODLFIRE. The reason why we have different ones, they're all the HODLFIRE. They all have the coding on it. But what you need to understand is we're managing risk. We have so many people on each one that in case a server goes down, we will flop you immediately over. If you lose one for any reason, we'll flop you over to another one. It just has to be called something different. So we'll call it something different. We'll put you on a new one. We'll get you back going. But this is to manage risk, because if I have thousands of people on one and it all goes down, then we're all in hot water. So we have lots of them. It does take a lot of admin to keep it up, but it is managing risk for your sake as well as for ours. So when you get the HODLFIRE indicator, where do you find your TradingView name? We have to have your TradingView username. If we don't have it, we can't give it to you. We have to be able to give you rights to have it. So if you have your picture up here and on your TradingView account, you'll get whatever name you name yourself. And that's what we need. We need to get access to that name in order to give you the indicator. So that's where you find it at. I'm going to show you where to find it and how to put it on. You go to your indicators, which will be up here at the top. It looks like a little chart graphic here. When you tap on that, what you will happen is you will get this list of here. These are the different indicator lists. And there's lots of free indicators that you can find, and metrics and strategies that you can use within TradingView. But you will not see this lockbox, this invite only area, unless you've paid for or have been giving a private script by an author. Okay, so when you see that, that means you have a private script, and then you go over and all your scripts that you have paid for or that you have created or that you have access to will be here, and they have little locks by them, meaning that they're private and they're not on listed. Not all of them. You will find some of them listed in the TradingView areas in the community, but ours is not in the community. We do not advertise against house rules in TradingView, and we don't list it in TradingView at all. It's exclusive to Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. This one, the newest one, is Neon Green HODLFIRE. So that is also the HODLFIRE. So when you tap on this name right here, it will populate the HODLFIRE right here. You'll see it over here under your indicators. And that's when you know that you have it, and then it will display and you'll be able to use it. Okay, I just took a picture of this Bitcoin here, and you can see this was Bitcoin on the day chart. If you'd have topped out at the top, where right before it started coming down, you would have made 75% profit on just about any amount of money on Bitcoin. So the sell tag came in, and obviously we're having a nice little pullback on Bitcoin. It's the normal way cryptocurrency runs. Okay, so and that again, we will train and educate you on the course. Now, when you get the HODLFIRE, you're going to right click on any pivot tag, and you're going to get these screens. How does this work? It is very powerful, and it has built-in alerts and alarms for you. You have to set them up however you want the alerts and the alarms set up. So the very first time that you use it, you'll see a settings and a notification. Go one time, the very first time, and set up your notifications. You can be notified in the app. This has now been upgraded by TradingView. It used to say show a pop-up. What that meant was a pop-up notice would come up on your TradingView screen and tell you, here's your alert. It just came on. However, they now call it a toast notification. I don't know why, but when I asked them, they told me a piece of toast popped up out of a toaster. So I can't get them to change that. They seem to think it's cute, funny, I don't know. But pop-up made more sense to me, but it's a toast notification. Now you know what it is. So if you want to pop up on your screen, that's the one you tick. If you like email, tick email. If you like a sound played, You can choose from any number of sounds that will ring in your headphones. It will ring on your speakers. It will notify you if you're in the other room. For me, I like the little beep beep or the chirpy bird because it's quite loud and annoying. And then I come running to turn it off. So I know that I will get my alert. Everybody that I know will get the SMS to their phone. Lots of people trade on their phone. You can get the TradingView app on your phone. You can get your exchange on your phone to buy and sell a coin. And this allows the HODLFIRE to be extremely useful for those people who are working day jobs. You're not allowed or you can't be at home sitting on a desktop. But I've got truck drivers who are using it and they take their iPad or they have their phone with them and they can trade crypto while they're doing their jobs and making money in another job. So there's lots of ways you can use it. Okay. With a HODLFIRE indicator, what you need to know is here's an example, and you're not going to really be able to see these pivot tops or these candles. But what I basically want to show you is when you get into TradingView, you will find the coin name up here, and you will have all different kinds of time frames in here that you can choose from, depending on what subscription that you have, how high or low you can go or choose from. But most everybody will have the standard time frames. Now, this is on a 4-hour time frame on a coin called Gala, which is an exceptionally great coin to use on the HODLFIRE consistently. The strategy will tell you that you're going to buy on the bottom, sell at the top, buy on the bottom, sell at the top, and repeat the process over and over and learn to trust the pivots. Okay. Now, what you will find is some people will say, oh, but this one told me to get out and then it didn't have another bottom here and I missed this run. Okay. Same thing happened to this one. It went up and you cashed out and you didn't have another one and it ran again and you didn't get that one. Unless you are trained and educated and you can read indicators, you're not going to get them all. Okay. But you can see clearly you're going to get most of them. Okay. Just without any training and education. There is a win rate calculator posted up here on the trade stats that we have built in so that you can go back on different time frames and see how many pivots back did it register and how many did it miss. This indicator is rocked into an 85 to 100% win rate. And I know that's really strong language, but it is. It's that good. It will, the most of the time that you might miss a trade is on when the candles are going down and you're having a retracement. If you don't know how to read timeframes and retracement, this will be the part that you might break even, you might not make a lot of money, and it will happen. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. But it will also show you the strength of the coin in the neon candles, and it'll show stronger up or down trends. And that's what we use for scalp trading. So again, here's the bot channel. You'll see here, I wanted to give you another example of this, of what the strong sells, and this one just came in today. Everything's at the bottom. Okay. And it came in with a bunch of strong buys, and it will tell you the coin that it's at, and these were all on Binance. So you can see Binance and Mexi are both running, and these were on the 2-hour and these were on the 4-hour. So depending on what you're trading, those are the hours that you're looking for. Okay. The 2-hour, we did upgrade and we added the 2-hour because we could do that on Binance. We had a lot of people that really wanted the 2-hour, so we added it. So you will now see that on there. But we will get signals for bottom pivots, top pivots, and then strong sells and strong buys. That's what the bot will give you if you're using them. So let's get into the basic HODLFIRE strategy, the recommended steps to keep it basic, to keep it simple. You will remain on whatever time frame that you choose. Do not bounce time frames unless you are trained and educated. You won't know what to do. You will be confused. Okay. So we have had in the past some advanced training, some advanced strategies, but you have to know what you are capable of doing and what knowledge and education that you have in reading indicators and knowing how to read a crypto screen. If you are brand new, don't stress. Okay. This indicator is meant to be simplified for you to be able to trade cryptocurrency without all the indicators, without jumping time frames. If you start on 2 hour, finish on 2 hour. If you start on 4 hour, finish on 4 hour. Because what happens is if you start bouncing different time frames and you see pivots coming in early on an hour, it may be a simple retracement. And you may get out of the coin in sheer panic that, oh, well, the top's in on 1 hour, I need to get out. Well, on 4 hour, you won't even see it. And you might miss some extra profit. So learn to stay on whatever time frame that you choose. Just start practicing on one time frame, see which one works best for you. And this is how we start. We find a coin. So one of the questions I get asked a lot is, what coins do we use the HODLFIRE on? Okay. It's recommended that you look for coins on the time frame that you're going to use it on, that the top pivot, you'll be able to see the percentage gain. Look for ones that are bare minimum 10% gain. It's going to be worth your time. Most of the mid-cap coins are what I call steady Eddie coins, will take high liquidity, meaning that you can put more than $1,000 on the coin. And these are not little coins that are running all over Mexi. These are basic, heavy, solid, good coins, work best for the HODLFIRE. If you want to trade, we designed this where you could put $1,000 trade on it if you have that money on the side, and you make 10% on every top pivot. Every time you cash out, you're going to be making a good $100 profit. Okay. If you could put 5,000 on it, you're comfortable with that, you'd make $500 or more, depending on the pivots. Some of the ones that we suggest that we know are good coins, we're not giving you trading advice, but these are good, solid coins that consistently give good profits all the time on the HODLFIRE. Our FET, FTT, FTX, Solana, ADA, Ethereum Classic, Gala, and Link. These are just some of them. If you go to mid-cap level coins, really good solid coins, you'll be able to look at them yourself and you'll be able to see what it's doing. So what you do is you'll choose the time frame. Let's say we're going to use the 4 hour because we're a brand new beginner. You want to go in and you're going to set the alert for the bottom pivot. You always start on a bottom pivot and you just start working the coin. Once the bottom pivot alert comes in, you set the alert for the buy tag. The buy tag confirms that the bottom is in and that we are pivoting, or we're ricocheting, or we're going to pivot and go the other direction. If it was coming down, the bottom's in, it's going to pivot and go back up. Okay. Now, when you get the buy tag alert in on your phone, it might be 4 hours later, 8 hours, 12 hours. It might be the next day. But when the buy tag comes in, you go to your exchange and you buy the coin, whatever you're going to put on it. If you are practicing, which we recommend, put it down on paper that right now I'm going to my exchange and I'm pretending to put $1,000 on the coin right now. I got the alert. Everything's good to go. Now you will go back to your trading view. You will set the alert for the top pivot. Okay. When the top pivot comes in, you have to make a decision. I recommend always to take your profit. Okay. The coin could still be going up more. You will have a blue temporary pivot. It could be doing a retracement and then go up and do some more. If you are going to stay with the trade, okay, and it doesn't produce a sell tag, but it produces a top pivot, you can either put a stop loss in and capture your profit, take some of your profit off, ladder out. It's what they call laddering out. Take some of your profit off so you don't lose it. Or you can just ride it up, and when the sell tag comes in, it will confirm that the top pivot is in. You can get either one of these. So we recommend that you set the alert for both the top and the sell, and when one of them comes in, you want to take a look at it. Okay. So we do not work buy sell tags on these coins. You want to wait till the top or the bottom pivot comes in first. Okay. Then take your profit and repeat the process. Once you tap out at the top, or you can work the top to the bottom if you're a leverage trader. Okay. But then put your alert on again for the bottom pivot and start again and get the next run that goes up. So it gives people a chance on 4 hour to make money once a week, and it's usually a lot more than 10%. Okay. If you catch the coin right, it will be really, really good. Remember, the HODLFIRE has a built-in win rate calculator, and you'll be able to see that it's pretty consistent on whatever time frame that you use. Okay, so that's the presentation. But now what I'd like to do is stop sharing, and then we will open it up for questions in just a minute. But I wanted to show everybody, because some people are just visual. And we realize that when we've been teaching and training people for quite a few years now, that it's all about visual for some people. They just can't get it when you're talking and they can't see. So this is what I want you to see. So I've taken off my indicators, and I'm going to take off one of the indicators that we teach on the course, which is the HODLNOTS indicator. I'm going to hide that. This is what you're going to get with the HODLFIRE. This is all built in, and we have upgraded it. It now has the 200 trend line in it, and we find it essential. So when you are in TradingView, you need to learn how to manipulate your TradingView. And if you click right in the middle and you use your wheelie mouse, you'll be able to see the trend line. And this is what you want to see. Is the trend of the coin, the 200, going up? Then all of your little tags are going up. You can see the little profit here. If it's going here sideways, you're usually in a Bollinger, and nobody really makes money in a coin going sideways, but you'll be able to with the HODLFIRE. And you will be able to even make money down here in the death area. We call this the death cross area. When you're down below the 200, you'll be able to make money if you are risky. Okay. So this one here you can see is now turning up, and this is the best time to make money on these coins. Now, I know this isn't the exact beautiful name for the coin, but this coin does run in Maxi often. I do not like the name of it. A lot of people think it's funny, but it does make money. So you may call it funny money, you may call it something, but I call it the F coin. Okay. And I wanted to show you because it has been running today. And if you were on the 1 hour time frame today, and I wanted to show you this, we're talking about hours now. You can see here that this bottom pivot came in on the 7th this week. The buy tag came in 3 or 4 hours later, and that's where you would buy the coin. Now, for all those people who are HODLNOTS and know how to scalp trade, you know as well as I do, we would never buy the coin here. This is not a place where you scalp trade. So we don't want to mix up our trading styles. We want to be able to buy the coin here, and you have to sit out these red candles. You don't sell and buy on these buy tags. Matter of fact, you can turn them off if you want to. The reason why we have the buy sell tags on there is so that they confirm that the bottom is in and it's time to buy. But any of the ones that you receive in and out of here, do not. You're going to have to sit through the retracements until you know what to do. Trust the pivot. This one was 96% profit in 2 days on this coin. That's why I like it. Okay. And it can handle a little bit of liquidity. So let's just say you could handle $1,000 liquidity. You just made over $900 in 2 days. That's how good this is. Now, you would sell out here. It goes sideways. It goes down. It drops hour after hour. And you're waiting for the next bottom tag to come in. It comes in here on the 10th. Now, it's really quick because it's actually in the middle of the channel here. But it comes in and it goes all the way up and it goes all the way down, and it has a little tiny little candle there. But then 2 hours later, it cashes out, or actually an hour later, the next hour, it cashed out with 44% profit. Now, the thing you need to know, we like to be realistic on this, is you're never going to get the bottom and you're never going to get the top. I'm going to say never. It is very rare that you will get the bottom price and the top price. But realistically, if you take your ruler and you can see if you bought somewhere in the middle of this coin and somewhere here, you would have at least made $140 on it. Okay. Buying just the bare minimum in here. So that's another 10% profit is what I'm trying to tell you. You may not get the whole 44 unless you happen to be buying on the drop and buying on the top. Again, you sell here and you wait hours and hours and hours. And then this one was running again today. It took off. This one ran again at 5 o'clock this morning on my time. And then it cashed out. You would have been cashing out a couple hours ago with how much profit? 95% profit. So for all of those people who don't think we make money scalp trading, we do. So we are in these coins every hour that this thing's going up, and a lot of the team was on and a lot of the community was actually on this coin today. But we do have a lot of people on holiday as well. But it's nice to know that coins are running this well, and we're able to use them. Now, the best way to use the HODLFIRE is to make sure that you're in these candles after they cross over this 200. And we go over that in the video for you. If you're brand new, we don't like to get in them here. Okay. Unless they're really close to this 200 and they come across, this is when you start using them. Now let's go back in time and you can see when you're looking at a coin, whether you're choosing 1 hour, 2 hour, or 4 hour, I want you to be looking at the top pivot. Are they consistently over 10%? This would be a good HODLFIRE coin. Okay. Why? Don't worry if it paints another bottom and a bottom. If you bought here and you were here and it ends up going lower, you're going to be mad at me. You're going to say, Wendy doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay. But right here, you just trust the pivot. You would have cashed out here. Okay. You can't see it at the time. You might not make it very much if you're underneath the 200. But just trust me that you can start working these coins, and some of these coins run a lot more than 10%. So let's take an instance. Let's look at Gala is what we call a steady eddy coin. So if we look at Gala, okay, you can see here on the 1 hour time frame that I'm on the win rate calculator, it rocks a 92% win rate. That's pretty darn good. It's better than most anything out there. Most indicators will rock maybe a 70. They're pushing 80% if you can get one that good. But this one is 92%. It's out of the last 27 pivots, it's only missed 2. And I can guarantee it's in these drops. Okay. So again, when you're trained and educated, you'll know when those drops are happening and when to get in and out of the coin. But let's go back down in Gala and you'll see what I mean, why I call it a steady eddy coin. Okay. When you have the trend line and the trend line is like this, you're going to go in the middle and you're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And you can see here on 1 hour, you don't really have 10%, but you're making it almost every day. Okay. This one went lower, 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 but if you bought in here, you cash out here, you're still okay. Okay. But this is the part where you really start making money, is if you can catch the run when it goes up after the 200 and you can catch this 5%, this 27%, this is one that you would miss. It didn't paint another bottom. Okay. Now, if you go to 4 hour on Gala, you can see the difference. You have bigger percentage gains, but you're not going to take them as often. But consistently $200 every time a pivot comes off for every 1,000 you have on Gala, it's pretty good odds. When you catch the one nice run that crosses the 200, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a bigger percentage gain, and and this is when the coins will rock 57%. And this is why I call it a steady eddy. These kind of gains will bring extra big income for you, and it may take a little bit longer on a 4 hour. So on this one, November 27th to December 5th. But you're doing nothing but trading and you're waiting on the stop pivot to come out. So that's basically it. Now, the only thing I want to show you is the alert. What I meant by that was you can click on any one of these, right click, and you'll go to add an alert on your HODLFIRE. Now, in this back area here, you want to say Gala 4 hour. I want to know when the bottom's in. So you hit bottom and you say create. Once you've set the notifications up like I showed you before the first time, as soon as that bottom pivot comes in, boom, you get an alert, an SMS on your phone, a pop up here, however you're going to get alerted, an email if you have email, and then, oh, the bottom's in. Okay, so you come and you look at it and it's not looking really good. It looks like it's coming down, but you're still going to right click on this and you're going to add the alert and you're going to add it for the buy signal. Now the buy signal, you're going to create it and it comes in 484848, almost the next day. Okay. You may be sleeping or you may wake up in the morning and then the buy tag's in. It's quite a few candles later. The buy tag comes in, that confirms that we are going to go up now for whatever time it goes up. This might be right here. It might be another run. You don't know, but you're going to buy right here. And if you bought right there, recently at today, you are now already in 10% profit. Okay. And you're still waiting. Now, well, I recommend that you do, not to give trading advice, but when you buy in, let's just say you put $1,000 on the coin there. Okay. You want to put a stop loss in just below whatever you can afford to risk. Okay. There's always risk that a coin could just turn around, plop down, and you don't want to lose that $1,000. You want to keep your base at all costs. Now, as soon as the coin goes up 1 or 2%, I will put a stop loss on right above my entry and I lock it in so I never lose my base. Okay. The first chance. So if I looked at this, just say 12, 13, 12, maybe 16 hours later, I'm going to see that I have 10% profit. I'm going to lock in a good 5-6% of it. Then I know I've made money. I can sleep well at night. My stop loss is in place and I've covered my base. Now I can wait for the top pivot. If you want to wait a couple days and it keeps going up, you might want to lock in some more profit, or you might just want to sit and wait, because if you get one of these, it might kick you out. Another option that I do is that if I have a stop loss set, I will come over here and I will set a side alert right here, wherever my stop loss is. And you'll see the little diamond there. Okay. So that tells me that if the stop loss goes off and I've missed it, I will be cashed out. I will go back in and see if it's still going to run again. I might have just done a wick. It might have just kicked me out. So this is basically all you need to know about the HODLFIRE. You want to keep it simple. It's just a really basic indicator. But I'm going to stop sharing there and let's open it up for questions and see if anybody has any right now.
Okay, Wendy, the first question there, I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. I've answered most of them. One of the questions is from Danny, how to use the neon bars alert effectively.
Oh, that's a good question. Let's go into that. For those people, I will go into this. This is not for new traders. This is not for you if you do not know how to scalp trade. But for those people who do, it's not fair that I don't show it. On 1 minute, Gala is not one that I would scalp trade because you can see that these pivots do not work on Gala. But if we go back to the coin that was running today, my F coin, yeah, they come up with all kinds of names. But if we go back to this one, okay, what I like to use it for scalp trading on 1 minute is these neon candles. What the neon candles do is they show you a extreme good strength of buying action or selling action in a coin. And for me, when I'm a scalp trader, I want to know when they get weak, when they turn a different color, when they go light green. These are strong buyers on the coin. This is getting a little bit weaker. When it's strong, you know you've got a good run in a coin. When you're shorting the market for leverage traders, you want these neon yellow candles are strong selling action on the coin. Now, if I want to use this, like a lot of scalp traders do on 15 minute, okay, where did it go? Boom. We have other indicators that we use, but while they're scalp trading, they may be scalp trading this coin, but they're also HODLFIRing. You can see here that they would have made nice profits during the day on coins that are running. We teach you how to find these strong coins that are running where we can make these gains. So this happened today, 80% profit. This happened again, and this is not 99%, it's from down here. But this one right here, let's just check this one. Oops, let's just check this one out, and then we'll get back to the question. This one was about 25% on this one, but this one always takes it from the last bottom pivot. Okay, so this one, the bottom pivot's coming in again. The buy tag's just now coming in. Now, how do you set the alert for the neon candle? You go in here and you right click, you add an alert, and you can go in here, this drop, you're allowed to do the neon bar. So if you want to know, and some people do this, now we've had mixed opinions on this. If you want to, like, this is the bottom pivot and this is the buy tag. If you want, or this was the first buy tag that came in. We don't work these. We don't even look at them. Okay. But this is your buy tag. Now, some people want to wait until we have a strong buying action in a coin and they want to put the alert on for the neon candle. So that's when you would buy in the coin if you're looking at neon candles only. Sometimes you'll get nice big neon runs like this. And that's great. You want this, they don't want to buy here. They want to wait and buy on this one. That's how you set your alert. Now, the other thing that I will go over, one more thing on the alerts, which may help you, is when you go to set the alert and you choose one of these, okay? Let's just say I want to know when the bottom comes in. But on this particular coin, I love this coin just because it makes money. Okay. So I always want this coin. This, if you have a steady eddy, you're going to be working like meaning Gala, FET, FTM, FTX, any of those. You want them to go off all the time. You want to do once per bar close. Now, what does that mean as opposed to only once? If you only want the next bottom pivot and you don't want alerts to go off like crazy for you, you'd use only once. I only want it once on this coin and I want to know when the next bottom comes in. If you want to keep working the coin, every time that bottom pivot comes in, you want to know about it. You put it on once per bar close. It will continuously work that coin for you until you turn off the alerts. Okay, so hopefully that answers the question. Do we have another one?
Yeah, so what we're going to do, there's a lot of questions. If you maybe want to answer them, like let's say really short, and then we can get through all the questions. Otherwise, we're not going to get through them, you know? Now, what extra checks can you do to check if a pivot point is just temporary or not?
Okay, it will be blue. That's it. The blue ones are always temporary, meaning that there has to be a certain number of candles that pass before it turns black and that it's set, that it will not change. But if it's blue, you still use it as if it were the pivot that came in. When the sell tag confirms it, you're good to go. You work it anyway. When it turns black, it won't move. It means it's there for life. It will never change. But if it's blue and this bounced and it turned around and came back and went higher, that would disappear. Good question.
Okay, excellent. That's great. Now, some of the questions, guys, that ladies and gentlemen, which you've posted there, I think they are answered because they are kind of like neon. To do the neon candles, to do the pivots, we're going to skip through them. Okay. Mark says, I don't show the 200 MA in my HODLFIRE settings.
Okay. Then what you'll do is you'll go up here to whatever HODLFIRE that you have right here, and you'll find it in the HODLFIRE. There's a little cogwheel here that when you hover over it, it says settings. You go in there and you'll go to inputs. And in inputs, this is all going to be changed now because I've upgraded it. So you'll see the down here, the SMA 200, make sure that that's ticked. If you don't tick it, it will go away. If you want it, tick it here and you can change the color of it. Good question.
Next question here. Can you please explain how the trigger works on the create alert? What would you use?
Okay, there's the alert. And right here is the alerts that you have to choose from. Right here.
And your trigger is just below that. Or that is the trigger, yeah.
Yes, this is what you're going to set it for. Either the buy tag, the sell tag, the top pivot, and the bottom pivot. Or we do have the neon bar that you can do if you want to do that. Some people don't like it because they miss a lot of the trade. But some people feel it's more comfortable because they're safer with it getting on that.
Now, here's the next question. I use that all the time. How would you use the HODLnator with the HODLFIRE?
The thing is, with the HODLnator, you can see them on the Bollinger Bands real easy. You learn all of these indicators in the course. You'd know how to read these indicators and you'd know whether to get into that or not. Okay. It's just knowing and being trained and educated. And this comes with the course. It's the HODLNOTS indicator and you work them together. So I can't teach and train you right now on all the indicators, but we use it together all the time. But for those people who are new that only have this, you can learn to trust the pivots. And this is what I want you to be able to do. See, somebody says it isn't there. It's the old version. Get rid of the old version. Put a support ticket in. If TradingView is having some problems with our original script. For some reason, some accounts are losing it. If you lose any of them for any reason, getting support over there and getting a person to talk to is very difficult. So we republish different versions of it and we'll just put you on the new version. So if for some reason it doesn't have it, let me know and I will give you the republished version. The trigger only once or only once per bar close or once per minute. Okay, yes, you just need to use one of the two on that right here. If you go to add an alert, these two right here, once per bar. Only once means it's only going to be one alert that goes off for the bottom or for the buy. Once per bar close would be every time it goes off. Okay. So once per bar and once per minute, we don't really use those. I just have those there for different coders that like to use those different settings. These are the only two that you really need to know about. And I can simplify it and probably get rid of those, but some of the traders like them. But this one is what you use if you only want the next signal. And this one is if you want it to repeat and go off over and over and over and over again. And you want to keep working that coin and you want to know every time that bottom comes in.
Yeah, and that's important, Wendy, because don't remove it. I actually use both. Okay, now one of the other questions is actually which I previously had wrong. How is the win rate calculated?
It goes back so many trades and that it decides, and a lot of it is decided whether it's a newer coin or it's not a newer coin, but it will fluctuate on whatever time frame that you're on. So on this particular one, it's picking up so many candles and it's picking up the actual win rate on the last 6 trades. It only goes back so far on certain ones. Now, if I go to 4 hour on this, it's not going to pick up any of them right now because it's not registering how many trades back that it's going. It differs because of the different things that we have coded into it. So you'll have to keep going down. This is a fairly newer coin that's out there. So it's now it's not picking it up there either. So let's go down until we pick one up. And now it's starting to pick them up. So as you go to 5 minute, you'll see it's picking up 10 of them now. And for the last 10 trades, if you were trading on 5 minute, it's picked them all up. It hasn't lost any. So it will vary on whatever coin that you're on. If you take a coin like that, for instance, you're going to have a little bit more of them. You have 8, the last 8 pivots it will pick up. 30 minute, it's going to pick up 36 of them. It registers different according to the different clicks that it has in the back with the coding. And there is something that works within the coding that works on other commodities other than cryptocurrency. So that's one other thing that makes this really, really powerful and why it's different on certain coins because of the different exchanges that they're on. But if you go into your trading view, it will work on stocks, funds, futures, Forex, any one of these commodities. It works on the S&P, it works on gold, it works on silver. So if you were in stocks and you make sure it's not in the stock, but if you go to Tesla, it'll work on Tesla. And so if you want to be able to work Tesla, your stocks, your Forex, whatever you're working on, if it's a chart on TradingView, it will work because I have something built into the back of it that works and registers that way. And see on Tesla now it's picking up the last 35 pivots, it missed one. So again, nothing is 100%, but this is about as close as we can possibly dial to this. But Tesla's been doing nothing but going up. Okay, it's all good. But those are great questions.
Now, if you go back to fetch quickly, it looks to me that fetch is getting ready to break out there.
Let's look at that. I have to go to crypto and I have to go to Fed. Yeah. Well, we're down here at the bottom.
Now, what I see there's a double bottom, almost a double bottom. You've got a nice strong uptrend there, and I'll be surprised if that blue tag there may disappear, and then it comes on just after that with a buy tag. So one of the questions here is where Anonymous says, but sometimes the sell or the buy tag comes in to confirm, but then the pivot disappears. Happens with me sometimes.
It does. It does. It will register that it comes in. But again, this is when you bounce down to younger time frames. It doesn't usually do that on the upper time frames. Again, nothing is 100% and anything can happen in crypto, but it actually is pretty accurate. If it had, for instance, a blue pivot here or a blue pivot here, okay, and a sell tag, it's still going to register the sell tag if it has a temporary retracement. It may not be a big one. It may just be a little side shuffle that's telling you it's retracing. That's what these work are. They're always retracements. And we have ways to teach and train you on that where you'll understand it a little bit more in the course. But right here, this one went right back up. You got the buy tag in. And again, you may not have gotten a bottom pivot, but you got the buy tag and it registered past here and it made that blue tag disappear because it's running back up again, and that's not the top. And it might have painted it here again with the sell tag. Well, the sell tag is going to tell you got a nice retracement coming in. Again, you get a buy tag. So this is why we added the alerts on the buy sell tags. If you know how to trade, you're going to get more of the trades. But yes, a blue temporary, this could go lower. but it has a confirmation of a buy tag, so it should paint another one here if it's going to go down again. But again, you're waiting for the top pivot to come. Okay, so that's a good question.
Okay, wonderful. Now, the other question here, there's just a statement here, and once per bar close alert confirms a buy or sell tag. I think that's a question.
And once per bar,
yes,
confirms a buy or sell tag. Yes, once per bar close, we'll do that.
And then Mark says, the question that Mark is asking, he says, do you trade through TradingView or on the exchange? For me personally, I trade on the exchanges. Over to you, Wendy.
I trade on the exchanges, but I have had some of my trainers lately tell me that they enjoy trading off of TradingView. We can look into that a little bit more and maybe teach and train on that on an advanced course or maybe later in the course, but we don't trade on TradingView, but TradingView is very powerful. And yes, some people notice that they can do all of their exchanges or they can attach their exchange to TradingView and they can trade off of it. You can buy and sell and it keeps them from having to go to the exchange. There's TradingView is actually a very powerful tool if you learn how to use all of it and chart on it as well. So there's a lot more that we can do. I just simplify it and I go to the exchange because not everybody can get the different exchanges in the different countries and stuff that they have. So I trade on the exchange. It's just a preference.
Okay, wonderful. Then one of the questions here is, how often does it pay out on the 1, 2, and 4 hour? I don't know what that question means, but maybe you do.
I do. Okay, so what that means is if you go to the 1 hour, you're going to look at these, go back and back test, basically, to pick up the coin if you want to know on set, how often does it usually pay out? It's going to vary. There's no set rule or set in stone. But if you look at this one, the date is down here at the bottom in your time zone, December 4th at 10. This one cashed out December 5th, the next day. This one came in on the 5th, painted the bottom, you painted the top on the 7th. 2 days. So 1 to 2 hour usually pays out every day to every second to third day max. Usually you'll get every other payday on there, but your pivot tops are going to be less. But again, with this one, $100 every time, as long as you've got a 10% pivot tops. So this is why we recommend FET. It's a great coin. Sometimes it runs more, 30, 40%. This one down here, usually you want to look for coins that will run a good 10% or more. When you go to 4 hour, you're not going to get the alert as often. You're going to be able to do live. If you are a busy person, it allows you to trade crypto a little bit more faster than long-term trading. Without doing TPs on signals, you can just ride it out. And these will pay out usually once a week. This was the 27th of November to December 7th. Okay. And again, they usually run longer, but you're also going to get bigger percentage gains when you go to the 4 hour on coins. So hopefully that helps. Again, you want to get coins as they're crossing here. This is the time you can start working them. And hopefully you'll get the big runs in the coins that are worthy of you to be able to put some decent money on. But practice on paper and try. I put in the channel, I put the spreadsheet in there today. So you can download the spreadsheet and you can start practicing on it.
Okay, great. Wendy, this is actually a fantastic AMA. The last question here that I just want to go through from Roy. I just want to make sure that I answer that question correctly. Just to double check, do you count the BB bubbles with the HODLFIRE? Is that the Bollinger Band or BB? What is BB bubbles?
I know what Roy's talking about. He's taking the course.
Okay.
No. To answer your question, Roy, if you are using the HODLNOTS indicator and you're counting bubbles, that will help you know when the top is in. Okay. But you don't need it with the neon green or the HODLFIRE. The HODLFIRE, you just need to know when the top is in. It will save you from counting bubbles. Okay, that's a great question. Yes, I know what he means.
Okay, then the other question, where do you find the Telegram channel? I don't know what Telegram channel they mean, probably for HODLFIRE, or you can answer.
In the HODLFIRE Telegram channel. So if you go to your back office and you go to your product, you will see, and under my subscriptions, you'll see your HODLFIRE product. There is a button down there that says join Telegram. join the Telegram channel, make sure you get in there. All of the links are in there. There is a great video that John did that he put in there on some different strategies. So you might want to go watch that video. He did record that for us. We're very thankful that he has that. There's lots of different ways to use the HODLFIRE. Today, I was just showing you the basics, just to keep it simple, just to stay on one time frame for all those who are new to the HODLFIRE and they're not really trained and educated on trading. We don't want you to be afraid to trade. We want you to learn how to start making profits and get interested in seeing some nice extra income come in for you.
Okay, Wendy, then the other thing is the HODLFIRE Telegram channel link expired. There is cases where that happens, but I think if that's the case, create a support ticket, we can quickly help.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know about that. Okay, great.
Then the HODLNOTS versus the detonator. Either one, which one is better?
Okay, so you're going to put me on the spot. So you're going to want me to tell you that the detonator is better.
Exactly. Okay. I use both.
It's not happening.
I use both, but I tell you what, I like the HODLNOTS.
Now, what I will do is I will tell you that I use both the neon and the HODLNOTS indicator because my trading style is a scalper. So I don't use the detonator because for me, the detonator is exceptionally good being used when you're working higher time frames like 4-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour. There is a lot of information that you can get on that detonator. So when you're doing technical analysis, it works fantastically. But for me, I try to simplify everything, and I already have enough indicators to know what I'm doing on minutes that I don't need all of the indicators that you use on technical analysis. So again, this comes in mind where you don't mix your trading styles up. But if you're long-term trading, they work synergistically together. They are both using them together. However, if you're trained and educated on it, it never hurts to have all the indicators in the whole world on there. If you know how to read them, it's just the more that you have to look at. I try and simplify my trading screen to just the indicators that I need. I do use a few more when I'm scout trading, but I teach and train on that, and the team helps teach and train on that as well on our course. The neon indicator that you're looking at here is a really great tool that you can use. For me, scout trading, the neon candles is what I use. These work too fast. The top pivots, the bottom pivots work really too fast for minute scalping. I'm more focused on minutes, getting in and out of coins on strong candles, and that helps me when I do leverage trading as well to know when these yellow candles are coming in strong and when they start getting weak. So I think you will find it exceptional, however trading style that you use, but all the indicators that we have are really good. It just depends. It's a preference. So good question.
That is actually an excellent question, Wendy, because remember this now, the whole world, let's call us a pot of gold. We're all different. But the beauty what we've done at BitcoinTF.com is we listened to our members. Some members like the HODLNOTS, some like the ultimate, the detonator, some like everything. So whatever fits for you, find out where is your headspace, what works for you, and when it works, do not change. But if it's not working, come back, create a support ticket, come to these calls, listen here, what we are doing. Now, Wendy, is there a refresher course for the HODLNOTS coming up?
Okay, there is a refresher course. For those people who are older, you know who you are. We have quite a few HODLNOTS coming back. We don't trade the same way as we used to. Everything has really changed. So what we recommend you do is come back, get in the den for 1 month only, and then put in the lodge, put hashtag I'm back. And I will set up a private call with you, and I give you a refresher course on everything that you missed. I go over the HODLNOTS, what's changed on it, how it's been different, and I make sure that you're upskilled so that after you spend 30 days with us, you've been trained and educated, you get timeframes and retracements, you get conflicting indicators, you feel very confident. You don't have to stay with us unless you want to stay with us and unless you're a scalper. A lot of people do go on and use the HODLFIRE because it fits their lifestyle better. We just want to make sure that if you are scalping, that you are trained and educated. There's too much that's not on the old videos and not how we trade. So we ask that you come back, get upskilled, and yes, I'd give you a private refresher course.
And then just to lead into that question, the person said he's done the HODLNOTS 4 years ago. And he talks about the refresher cheat sheet for those who have done the HODLNOTS indicator.
I'll give you the presentation, okay? When you come back and see me, I'll sit with you for an hour. I know who you are. And come back and see me, and then I'll make sure you have everything that you need and you get back on track. So
Wendy, to wrap it up, it looks like this is the end, unfortunately, of all the questions. There is no more questions, and there was a ton of questions, like 35. I hope we answered all of them as best as we can. Over to you. Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, you did a good job, Mr. HODLFIRE AI trading bot, Mr. Panda Knows. I'm surprised you know as much as you do. So I'm glad you're turning AI. So it's good to have everybody on the call today. We will continue to do these. We will see how we do them in the next year coming, but we definitely will record them. We want to make sure everybody in every time zone gets them. And for those who are busy, we know you want to be trained and educated. So we will record these from now on, and we will render them. We will put them in the Telegram room for you to go over and over, see how they do, and the new strategies and stuff that are coming. Don't be surprised if on the next one I show you a really cool new strategy that I just got from a South African. It's pretty impressive, and I'm testing it now. So I can't share it to you with you now, but there's more good stuff coming with the HODLFIRE, and we look forward to everybody trying it out for free and getting it and starting to get in abundance so that you can make some money in cryptocurrency. So thank you for joining the call, and we look forward to the bright future in cryptocurrency that we have ahead. So keep trading and keep getting in profit.